Oscar Grant III is and always will be 22 years old. He lived his life in Oakland, California, born to mother Wanda Johnson and father Oscar Grant Jr. on February 27, 1986. At the time of his birth, his father was serving a life sentence for murder, thus making his mother a single parent. Growing up, Grant loved fishing, basketball, and baseball. Grant had a strong relationship with his family. They meant the world to him. In 2005, Grant and his girlfriend Sofina welcomed their daughter Tatiana into the world. In October of 2006, Grant made a decision to flee a traffic stop by the San Leandro police as he was carrying a loaded pistol. He was later arrested and served 16 months in prison. During his time in prison, he earned his GED, and he developed a passion for cutting hair. He wanted to become a barber after his release in September 2008. At 2 a.m. on New Year's Day 2009, 5 Bay Area Rapid Transit, or BART, officers were dispatched to Fruitvale Station due to reports of 2 groups of young men fighting on the train. Passengers thought to be involved in the fight were singled out and detained by the BART officers. Grant was detained, although he was not involved in any altercations on that trip. He tried to explain this to a BART officer, but was punched in the face by the officer. Grant was forced to his knees, then his stomach, by officers that wanted to put handcuffs on him. During this process, Johannes Mersel, another BART officer, fired his weapon at Grant while he was detained on the ground. Grant was severely wounded, taken to Highland Hospital, and died later that day. Mersel was charged with second-degree murder, voluntary manslaughter, and involuntary manslaughter. He was only found guilty of involuntary manslaughter because he argued that he mistook his gun for his taser. He was sentenced to 14 months and 30 days, but was released after only 11 months. A $25 million wrongful death lawsuit was filed on behalf of Grant's mother and daughter and was settled for $2.8 million. BART also settled several suits from Grant's friends that were with him for damages from police brutality. The film Fruitvale Station portrays the last day of Oscar Grant's life. The film is fairly accurate representation, but some artistic liberties have been taken. One of the things that I found very interesting was in the movie, they made it seem like the fight was because he had run into somebody that he was in prison with before. But there's no actual documentation of that. And a lot of video recording that was made showed that he really wasn't involved in any of the altercations, and he was just singled out for being a black man on a train. The other thing I found interesting was his last words that someone had caught on video were not just, "You shot me," but "You shot me. I have a 4-year-old daughter."
New Hampshire Master Chorale presents our Season 19 concert. Sunday, June 19, 4 p.m. Colonial Theatre, Laconia, New Hampshire. One night only. Tickets online at nhmasterchorale.org.